You know, sometimes the most amazing stories are hidden in the places you'd least expect. We think we know the chicken, right? It's just a common farm animal. But what if I told you that inside this bird, there's a whole world of memories, of powerful medicine, and even profound spiritual meaning? Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to unpack. Let's start right here with this quote. It's from an essay called The Chronicle of the Chicken Coop. And it just pulls you right in, doesn't it? It's not just about chickens, it's about a memory, a feeling, a whole childhood where these animals were part of the very landscape of life. So, first up, we're jumping straight into that farmyard. We're going to explore a world that was absolutely brimming with the sights, the sounds, and, well, the smells of a childhood surrounded by chickens. This is way more than just a story about birds, it's about a way of life that revolved around them. Can you just picture it? You're a kid, and your first job of the day is to open the chicken coop. The author describes it as this huge moment. You pull back the latch, and it's like a bomb of life just goes off. A wave of flapping, clucking, and that earthy smell of feathers and dirt. That was the real alarm clock. That was the day officially starting. And you see, in this world, a chicken wasn't just one thing. It was everything. It was your daily chore. You had to mix up the rice bran and the kitchen scraps to feed them. It was the special meal you looked forward to on big holidays like New Year's. And get this, it was even your toy maker. The best feathers were saved to be tied into shuttlecocks for games. They were just always there. And that quote, it just nails it, doesn't it? This idea that nothing, and I mean nothing, went to waste. It speaks to this really practical, complete cycle of life. But this idea of using every part of the chicken is about to lead us somewhere completely unexpected. And here's where the story takes a turn. Because what if, after all that, the food, the games, the daily chores, the most precious part of the chicken was something that was usually just tossed out without a second thought? So, if the treasure isn't on the outside, then where is it? Well, that brings us to our second chapter here, the chicken's inner gold. We're about to go from the familiar sights of the farmyard to a secret that's literally hidden deep inside the bird. So say hello to Nèi Jīn. I mean, the name itself is just incredible. It literally translates to chicken's inner gold. And what is it? It's not some fancy cut of meat. It's the tough, yellowish inner lining of the gizzard, the part of the stomach that grinds up tough food. And for centuries in traditional Chinese medicine, this humble little piece of anatomy has been treated like, well, gold. And this is where my mind was kind of blown. Look at this. For thousands of years, tradition has said that Nèi Jīn helps with digestion. Well, today, science has found that it has hormones that actually kickstart your gastric secretions. Tradition said it could dissolve kidney stones. Modern research, it shows it can help your body pass them faster. It's this amazing moment where ancient wisdom and modern science look at each other and just nod. So think about that for a second. This inner gold, this potent medicine, was right there the whole time. It was inside the very chickens that were running around that childhood farmyard. A powerful remedy, completely hidden in plain sight. Now that's an incredible discovery, for sure, but the story doesn't stop there. We've talked about the chicken's physical value, both inside and out, but what about its character? What about its spirit? Yeah, when we talk about the spirit of a chicken, I bet one image pops into your head almost immediately, especially if you've ever been around them. And that brings us to our third part, the fierce mother hen, a true symbol of protection. The author of the essay talks about this one specific hen he could never forget. Whenever he got too close to her chicks, she'd chase him off, pecking at his legs, and he'd mutter this phrase in Cantonese, "Mickey na." It basically means, what a fierce mother hen. It's that kind of complaint that's a mix of annoyance and, honestly, a little bit of respect. And the change is just unreal. It's like flipping a switch. You see here, 1 minute, the hen is totally calm, just pecking at the ground, minding her own business. But the second her chicks are threatened, she becomes a completely different animal. Her wings flare out, she puffs up her feathers, and she is ready to take on anything. A person, a dog, it doesn't matter. And this is what's so powerful. That aggression, that sudden burst of courage, it has nothing to do with saving herself. It's all for them. It's a selfless, primal instinct to shield the little lives she's hiding under her wing. And this is where the story starts to become something much, much bigger than a farmyard tale. All right, this is where it all comes together. In this last section, we're going to see how that very real, very raw image of a protective mother hen transforms into this beautiful, universal symbol of safety and shelter. So, Years pass. The author is all grown up, far away from that farm. And then one day, he comes across an idea that makes the memory of that fierce mother hen come rushing back to him. And it happens in a place he never, ever would have expected. He reads this verse from Psalm 91. He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. And when he read those words, the picture that flooded his mind wasn't some majestic eagle or a grand angel. It was something way more real, way more tangible.
And in that moment, boom, that ordinary, grumpy, aggressive mother hen from his backyard was suddenly transformed. She became the living, breathing picture of that sacred promise. Her physical act of spreading her wings to protect her chicks was the perfect earthly metaphor for the ultimate kind of shelter.
And that's the final, incredible takeaway. He realizes that this profound idea of being a refuge, of being a shield out of pure, selfless love, it's not just some fancy human concept. It's a truth so basic, so fundamental, that even a humble chicken understands it in its very bones.
So we end here. From a noisy farm animal to a hidden medicine, all the way to a sacred symbol of divine protection. The story of the chicken kind of proves it, doesn't it? The biggest truths aren't always in the grandest places. They're usually waiting right there in the simple, ordinary things we see every day. So it just makes you wonder, what hidden meanings are we overlooking in our own lives?